The darkness of deep space rippled with an unnatural stillness as the UES horizon materialized at the edge of the Andromeda frontier. Captain Marcus Rayner stood motionless on the bridge, his weathered hands clasped behind his back, eyes fixed on the holographic display that mapped the forbidden sector before them. "Status report," he commanded, his voice a low, controlled rumble that belied the tension crackling through the ship's command deck. Lieutenant Elena Rodriguez, the ship's tactical officer, responded with crisp precision. "All systems operational, sir. Quantum stealth field at maximum efficiency. We're completely undetectable to standard scanning methods." The horizon was unlike any vessel humanity had ever constructed. Born from decades of black-budget research and technological breakthroughs that pushed the boundaries of known physics, it represented humanity's most ambitious leap into interstellar warfare and exploration. Deep within the ship's core, a complex network of quantum processors hummed with an intelligence that blurred the line between technology and consciousness. This was no ordinary battleship. It was a sentinel, a guardian with a mission that few could comprehend. On the outer edges of the sector, alien patrol ships began to stir. The Galactic Concordance, a multi-species alliance that had dominated interstellar politics for centuries, was about to face its greatest challenge. Commander Zarak of the Krylonian Advance Fleet watched in disbelief as the initial sensor readings came in. His six-fingered hands danced across the holographic interface, rechecking the data. "Impossible," he muttered, his translator implant converting his native clicks and chirps into standard galactic communication. "No vessel can move like this. No signatures, no energy output. It's as if it's not even there." The horizon continued its silent approach, cutting through space with a precision that defied conventional understanding. Each movement was calculated, each millisecond of its trajectory a testament to technologies far beyond what the Galactic Concordance believed humans capable of achieving. Inside the ship, Captain Rayner reviewed the mission parameters one final time. Their objective was simple yet monumentally complex: prevent a threat that had been dormant for millennia from awakening. The alien races who controlled most of the known galaxy had no idea of the true danger that lurked in the darkness between star systems. "Containment protocol initiated," announced the ship's AI, its voice a neutral tone that carried undertones of something almost alive. "Quantum barrier at 98.7% stability. Preparing initial interdimensional scan." Lieutenant Rodriguez turned to her captain, a mix of anticipation and concern etched across her features. "Sir, the alien patrol ships are beginning to cluster. They'll detect us soon, regardless of our stealth capabilities." Rayner's lips curved into the barest hint of a smile. "Let them try." The first wave of alien patrol ships began to converge, their advanced weapon systems charging, quantum torpedoes primed and ready. They moved with the confidence of a force that had never known true defeat, a collective that had ruled the galaxy with an iron grip for countless generations. They were about to learn that humanity was nothing like they had ever encountered before. As the tension mounted and the first alien ships began to take offensive positions, the UES horizon continued its inexorable march forward. No weapons charge, no defensive systems activated, just a silent, unstoppable presence that seemed to challenge the very fabric of known space. The galaxy was about to change forever. The Galactic Concordance Emergency Council chamber erupted in chaos. Holographic displays flickered with real-time data from the sector where the mysterious human vessel had appeared, a vessel that defied every known law of space travel and technological limitation. High Counselor Vexara, a towering crystalline being whose body refracted light in mesmerizing patterns, slammed a translucent appendage against the central communication console. "Explain how a human vessel could penetrate our most secure sector without a single detectable energy signature." Admiral Krultok, representing the biomechanical consortium, leaned forward. His cybernetic implants pulsed with a soft blue light, indicating heightened cognitive processing. "Our most advanced sensor networks show nothing. It's as if the ship exists in a state between reality and quantum uncertainty." Back on the UES horizon, Captain Marcus Raynor stood before a holographic display that showed layers of complex data. Streams of quantum algorithms and dimensional mappings danced across the screen, revealing fragments of a mission far more complex than a simple military intervention. "The seal is weakening," the ship's AI announced, its voice carrying an undertone of grave concern. "Quantum entanglement at the dimensional boundary is approaching critical instability." Lieutenant Rodriguez studied the readouts, her fingers tracing intricate patterns on the holographic interface. "The aliens have no idea what's really at stake," she whispered, more to herself than anyone else. In the Concordance's central research archives, a team of xenohistorians began investigating humanity's recent technological leap. Dr. Aaron Mole, a senior researcher from the Nexus Exploration Division, pulled up classified files that had been buried for decades. "Look at this," he called to his colleague, Dr. Lyra Venn. "Fragmentary reports from human deep space exploration missions. They've been tracking something big, for years." The holographic display showed partial mission logs, cryptic references to an ancient threat that existed beyond conventional dimensional understanding. Patterns of energy signatures that defied current scientific comprehension. Hints of a containment strategy that spanned decades, if not centuries. On the alien patrol ships surrounding the horizon, confusion turned to mounting anxiety. Commander Zorak watched as his most advanced scanning technologies failed to penetrate the human vessel's defensive field. "It's not just invisible," he muttered to his second-in-command. "It's like it's choosing what parts of itself to reveal." Selective existence. The horizon continued its slow, deliberate movement through the restricted sector. Each meter of its passage seemed calculated, each moment pregnant with unspoken purpose. The ship wasn't just traveling. It was performing some intricate cosmic dance that the surrounding civilizations couldn't comprehend. Inside the ship's quantum core, complex algorithms processed billions of potential scenarios. The AI was more than a system. It was a strategic intelligence that had been preparing for this moment for generations. Humanity's ultimate safeguard against a threat that had been waiting in the darkness between dimensions. Captain Raynor's voice cut through the bridge's tense atmosphere. "Prepare quantum resonance protocol. We're approaching the first containment threshold." Lieutenant Rodriguez's hands moved with practiced precision. Quantum resonance field stabilizing. Dimensional interference patterns matching predicted models. The alien fleet watched in growing terror as the human vessel seemed to phase in and out of observable reality. No weapons fired. No aggressive maneuvers initiated. Just a persistent, unstoppable presence that challenged everything they understood about space, technology, and the nature of existence itself. Something was coming, and humanity stood as the unexpected guardian against a threat that had remained hidden for millennia. The galaxy held its collective breath. The void stretched before the UES horizon like an endless, hungry darkness. Captain Marcus Raynor studied the quantum displacement readings with increasing intensity. Something ancient stirred at the edges of perception, a presence that predated the known civilizations of the galaxy. "Quantum resonance is detecting multiple dimensional fractures," Lieutenant Rodriguez reported, her voice tight with concentration. "Whatever we're containing, it's trying to break through." Deep within the Galactic Concordance's most secure research facility, Dr. Lyra Venn made a discovery that would shatter everything they thought they knew about cosmic history. Hidden archives, encrypted for centuries, began to decrypt themselves, a fail-safe mechanism triggered by the horizon's approach. "This can't be real," she whispered, holographic data streams cascading around her. Ancient star charts showed regions of space that had been systematically erased from modern galactic maps. Entire stellar civilizations, not just species, but entire technological ecosystems, simply gone. On the bridge of the horizon, the ship's AI began a haunting narration. "Containment protocol references suggest this is not our first encounter. Humanity has been preparing for this moment for longer than any current civilization has existed." Captain Raynor's eyes narrowed. The mission was never about a simple military intervention. They were guardians, preserving not just humanity's existence, but potentially the existence of all sentient life. Commander Zarak of the Alien Patrol Fleet received encrypted transmissions that made no sense. Fragments of ancient warnings, glimpses of technologies so advanced they appeared as magic. The human vessel wasn't just a ship, it was a key. The dimensional barriers are resonating. The Horizon's AI announced. Quantum entanglement reaching critical point. Containment at 62.3% and dropping. Lieutenant Rodriguez's hands flew across the quantum interface, initiating secondary suppression protocols. We cannot let it wake up. In the depths of space, something began to move. Not a ship, not a living creature, something else entirely. A presence that existed between the cracks of reality itself. The void began to ripple, like a massive entity taking a breath after millennia of sleep. Dr. Aaron Moll, reviewing the latest data from the research archives, discovered a terrifying pattern. This wasn't the first time humanity had encountered this threat. Previous encounters had been systematically erased from historical records. Entire chapters of galactic history, purged to protect emerging civilizations. They're preparing us, Moll muttered, tracing the complex web of quantum data. Humanity has been a shield we never understood. The Horizon moved with purpose now, no longer silent, no longer passive. Its quantum engines began to pulse with an energy that defied conventional physics. Dimensional barriers began to stabilize. Fractures started to seal. But something was fighting back. Massive energy signatures began to emerge from the void. Not from a ship, not from a weapon, but from something older. Something that existed beyond the comprehension of any known species. Captain Rayner's voice remained calm. Hold position. Maintain quantum resonance. The galaxy watched in collective terror and awe as the human vessel became the only thing standing between an ancient, incomprehensible threat and the civilizations that had no idea of the danger lurking just beyond perception. Humanity's greatest mission was about to be tested. The fabric of space itself seemed to tear. Quantum displacement readings on the UES Horizon erupted in a cascade of impossible data. Captain Marcus Rayner gripped the command console, his knuckles white, as the ship's quantum core began to pulse with an intensity that threatened to tear the vessel apart from within. Containment breach imminent, the ship's AI announced, its voice no longer neutral but laden with an emotion that bordered on desperation. Dimensional integrity at 27.6% and falling. Lieutenant Elena Rodriguez worked frantically, her fingers dancing across quantum interfaces that seemed to exist in multiple realities simultaneously. We're losing the suppression field. Whatever is trying to break through. It's not just a threat. It's a complete rewriting of existence. Across the galaxy, the galactic concordance watched in horror. Their most advanced sensor networks struggled to comprehend the events unfolding in the restricted sector. High Counselor Vexera's crystalline form flickered with agitation, translucent appendages moving in complex patterns of communication. The human vessel, Admiral Kreltok reported, is the only thing preventing a complete dimensional collapse. In the research archives, Dr. Lyra Venn and Dr. Aaron Moll pieced together a terrifying puzzle. The threat wasn't just an external enemy. It was something fundamental, a cosmic predator that consumed not just civilizations, but the very fabric of reality itself. Look at these quantum signatures. Moll pointed to a holographic display. This isn't just a species or a technological threat. It's a dimensional parasite that feeds on the potential of entire realities. The Horizon began to transform. Its hull shifted, molecular structures realigning in ways that defied known physics. What had appeared to be a traditional battleship revealed itself as something far more complex, a living weapon, a dimensional shield crafted through generations of human technological evolution. Commander Zarak watched in terror as the void began to pulse with an energy that made his species' most advanced technologies look like primitive toys. The human vessel wasn't just fighting. It was negotiating with reality itself. Quantum entanglement protocol initiated, the Horizon's AI proclaimed. preparing multi-dimensional suppression wave. Captain Rayner's voice cut through the chaos. Hold the line. We are humanity's firewall. The ship's quantum core reached critical resonance. Space around the horizon began to bend, twist, compress. It was no longer just a vessel. It was a dimensional anchor, a last line of defense against a threat that had consumed countless civilizations before humanity even understood what space travel meant. Something massive began to take shape in the void. Not a ship, not a creature, but a presence, an anti-reality that sought to consume everything in its path. Tendrils of impossible darkness reached out, probing the horizon's defenses. Lieutenant Rodriguez called out, her voice a mix of scientific precision and primal determination. Quantum shields at maximum. Initiating reality anchor protocols. The galaxy held its collective breath. Humanity's most advanced weapon prepared to face a threat beyond comprehension. The UES horizon stood as the sole barrier between complete dimensional annihilation and the survival of known existence. The real battle was about to begin. The boundary between reality and the void dissolved. Captain Marcus Rayner watched as the horizon's quantum core began to pulse with an energy that defied all known laws of physics. What had begun as a mission of containment had transformed into humanity's most critical stand against a threat beyond comprehension. Dimensional parasitic entity is attempting full manifestation, the ship's AI reported, its voice breaking into multiple harmonic frequencies. Quantum entanglement at critical failure point. Lieutenant Elena Rodriguez's hands moved with a synchronicity that suggested she was more than just a human operator. She was an integral part of the ship's quantum defense system. Each movement manipulated reality itself, creating quantum barriers that twisted and reshaped the very fabric of space. In the Galactic Concordance's Emergency Command Center, species from across the known universe watched in collective terror. The mysterious human vessel was no longer just a technological marvel. It was the only thing standing between existence and total annihilation. The entity is older than our collective civilizations, Dr. Aaron Mole transmitted through encrypted channels. It doesn't just consume worlds or species. It consumes potential, entire realities, past and future. The void began to tear, not with light or energy, but with something more fundamental. Fractures appeared that weren't just spatial, they were existential. Realities began to bleed into one another, potential timelines collapsing and reforming in milliseconds. Commander Zarak of the alien patrol fleet watched in horror as his most advanced sensor systems went completely dark. The human ship seemed to be fighting something that existed beyond the comprehension of any known technology. Initiating quantum resonance cascade, Captain Rayner commanded, his voice calm despite the apocalyptic scene unfolding around them. The horizon began to change. Its hull no longer resembled a traditional spacecraft. Molecular structures shifted. Quantum algorithms manifested as physical barriers. The ship was transforming into a living weapon, a dimensional shield crafted through generations of human technological evolution. Tendrils of anti-reality reached out, massive, incomprehensible appendages that sought to consume everything in their path. But the horizon stood firm. Each quantum pulse pushed back, creating barriers that the dimensional parasite couldn't penetrate. We are not just fighting for humanity, the ship's AI proclaimed, its voice now a complex symphony of mathematical precision and emotional determination. We are fighting for the potential of all existence. Dr. Lyra Ven's research finally revealed the true nature of the threat. This wasn't a first encounter. Humanity had been preparing for this moment for generations. Hidden research, quantum technologies developed in secret, an entire species groomed to be the guardians of reality itself. Lieutenant Rodriguez called out, her voice a mix of scientific precision and pure human determination. Quantum entanglement at maximum. Initiating reality anchor sequence. The horizon's quantum core reached a critical point. Reality itself seemed to fold, twist, compress. It was no longer just a ship. It was a living barrier, a firewall protecting not just one civilization, but the very concept of existence. The dimensional parasite screamed, a sound that wasn't a sound, a rejection that wasn't a rejection. It had consumed countless realities, devoured entire civilizations, but it had never encountered humanity. Captain Rayner's final command cut through the chaos. Hold the line. We are the Guardians. The battle for existence had begun. Not the absence of sound, but the absence of everything. Captain Marcus Rayner opened his eyes to a reality that existed between moments. The Horizon's quantum core had become something more than a ship, more than a weapon. It was a lighthouse of existence, pushing back against the fundamental darkness that sought to consume all potential. Containment successful, the ship's AI announced, its voice a delicate balance between triumph and exhaustion. Dimensional parasite sealed. Lieutenant Elena Rodriguez collapsed into her command chair, her body trembling from the quantum strain. The battle hadn't been fought with weapons, but with the most fundamental force of human existence. Pure, unyielding determination. Across the galaxy, the galactic concordance struggled to comprehend what had just occurred. Their most advanced sensor networks had gone completely dark during the conflict, only now beginning to reconstruct the impossible events. High Counselor Vexera's crystalline form flickered with a mixture of terror and revelation. Humanity, the Council leader whispered, was never what we believed them to be. In the research archives, Dr. Lyra Venn and Dr. Aaron Mull reviewed the quantum data, a record of humanity's true purpose. Generations of secret research, technological developments hidden from the rest of the galaxy, all culminating in this moment. We were never the minor species, Mull muttered, tracing the complex quantum signatures. We were the Guardians. The Horizon began to reconstruct itself, quantum algorithms healing molecular structures. What remained was not just a ship, but a testament to human resilience. Commander Zarak of the alien patrol fleet watched in awe as the vessel that had just saved reality itself began to power down. Dimensional barrier stabilizing. The ship's AI continued. Potential realities secured. Threat neutralized. Captain Rayner looked out at the restored void. Where moments ago there had been a tear in reality, now there was only the endless darkness of space. But it was a darkness filled with potential, with hope. We held the line, he said softly. The story of what happened would never be fully told. The galactic concordance would classify most of the encounter. To most of the galaxy, it would be nothing more than a mysterious incident in a restricted sector. But something had changed. Humanity was no longer seen as a minor species struggling to find its place in the galaxy. They were the unexpected Guardians, the civilization that stood between existence and total annihilation. Lieutenant Rodriguez managed a weak smile. Mission accomplished, sir. As the Horizon began its journey back, the quantum core hummed with the memories of what had been prevented. Entire realities saved. Countless potential futures protected. Just another day for humanity. The void remained silent. But now, it was a silence full of promise.